Stephanie, can you talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So I muted everybody but us, and then I will go on mute. So I'll go on mute now. So you're the only one not on mute. And then Kim, so Kim, you're on mute already. And then Kim, you will keep an eye on the chat box. Stephanie, don't forget, as people start to join, you'll hear like that doorbell. Yeah, and so just remind people that if they have questions, they can ask it in the chat box, and people will start, and we're monitoring the chat box.
And can everybody hear me?
You were louder before, Stephanie. I don't know what you did.
I was leaning back.
Yeah, stay forward. Project, remember.
Who's that lovely little young lady that's here with us?
Yeah, we have somebody on. Hello.
Hi.
I think I heard something. I heard a hi.
Hi.
Hello. You're like Mary Poppins.
Yes.
I'm a fan. You like cooking?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you at home with your AHA family member?
Yes.
Who's there with you?
My mom.
Hi, Mom. Are you in your kitchen?
Yes.
Awesome. You cook?
Yes.
What do you cook?
And the only thing that I know how to cook is sandwiches and eggs.
Hey, eggs. That's a very good skill to know how to cook. I love eggs. So much to do with eggs. You know this, Kim?
What did you ask, Stephanie?
I just said, you posted a link to this recipe, right?
Yes.
It was included in the invitation, yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at the recipe and there's a typo. Not really a typo, it's just one of those things when they put something in the ingredients and then when you're reading the directions, it's something different.
Well, that's National Center. Let's not bring that up. Thanks.
I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, what? I'll just make my my adjustments. The huge. I wish you could see the front. I have this beautiful dish. I'll be right back. Feel free to comment. They don't like these sounds.
What?
Nothing. Is the water loud when it's running?
No, I don't hear the water.
Right now?
There's more in them. Should be more in the fridge. The thin ones aren't a problem.
Doesn't look very tasty.
Grab me the grater with the middle.
Today's a much less stressful day.
Oh, good.
Yeah, bullish market. Very happy. It was weird too.
Will you make me some coffee? I got kids on today. Grab me a couple of little bowls, little metal bowls. Let me just. Huh? fun. How we doing?
Good. Are we
Are we almost ready to begin?
Yes.
Oh. I see some beautiful people. Is it 12 o'clock?
It is 1 minute till, Stephanie. All right, it's 12 o'clock.
Woohoo! May I start?
Yes, please.
Awesome! Welcome, everybody. I am so happy to be here. I'm tickled pink. about
Get a little
everybody.
closer. Get a little closer to the microphone.
This is about as close as I can get, but without moving everything.
Just speak a little louder for me.
I shall. Welcome, everybody. This is Chef Stephanie Rose. My dear friends in the kitchen call me Stephanie. And I just want to welcome you all to the Simple Cooking with Heart kitchen. But this is a very special kitchen because this is my home. So welcome into my home. The Simple Cooking with Heart kitchen is an amazing place, and it's the only brick and mortar kitchen in the entire United States that's part of the American Heart Association. So I know we're all cooking at home with our moms and our dads and our families in these very unique times. And I wanted to share a recipe with everybody. So this is like our first ever virtual cooking demo. And I'm actually going to do some cooking, maybe. No, just kidding. And I want you to have fun. I want you to learn a little bit about us, and I want you to learn a little bit about how to cook in the kitchen with your family, with your mother, and make something delicious, something totally easy. I know you can all do this. And we can be kind of flexible with the recipe. You know, some ingredients are a little harder to get than others. So what I'm going to do today is show you about a stir fry. This is a very simple dish. It's one of our go-to dishes here at the American Heart Association because it's so easy and it's really healthy. This particular recipe has, I'm going to have to move back because I got to show you what's in it. Has carrots. Easy. Everybody can find a carrot, right? They're out there. What's wonderful about carrots is they're delicious, they're healthy, they're pretty. They come in the frozen food section. So if you don't have any fresh ones and you really don't have time to cut them up, you can just go ahead and buy them frozen. And I was having a hard time finding some frozen vegetables. I don't know if y'all were too, but this package came today, so I'm thrilled. But I did want to show you some beautiful carrots. These are actually real baby carrots. Aren't they beautiful? I actually used to eat these fresh out of the ground. I would pull the carrot out of the dirt and just nibble on it. They're really sweet. Of course, sometimes I didn't wash it, but this was olden days. But you don't even really have to peel them. But aren't these pretty? So that's a real baby carrot. And they're just really sweet and delicious. So this recipe tells you to get a larger carrot, peel it, and then it wants you to take the peeler. Just so y'all may not have a peeler like this at home, but there are many different kinds of peelers. Be careful because these guys can be kind of sharp, but you have to learn how to use one. You will use this tool probably more than a knife, anything. This scissors and knives are important. So the recipe says to ribbon ribbon the carrot. So you're just kind of taking it along, and it makes these beautiful ribbons that will look really, really pretty in your finished dish. But if I was to be here ribboning 4 carrots, that would take a while. So let's just save all the beauty for another day when we have time. But they really are pretty. I'm going to cheat and use the shredded carrots. Why not? I mean, it's fine. It's a time saver. You're still getting all those healthy benefits, right? So we're going to have this in here. We're going to have cabbage. Now, there's lots of different kinds of cabbages out there. This guy was huge. I couldn't really get like your standard one, so I got this one. And I kind of want to ask all of you out there if you know what this one is, because I forgot. And you can put it in a comment, because Carrie and Kim will answer your questions. If you have any questions, don't feel free to type them in. But I won't be able to see them, so I won't be able to answer them because the camera's really far away. But I do love this cabbage. It is one of my favorites, if I could remember the name of it. But we want to cut it up. And again, you can buy cabbage already shredded. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually did order some today. The shredded cabbage, like a coleslaw mix. It's already got the carrots in it, maybe a little bit of purple cabbage, easy peasy. Well, what they sent me was coleslaw remade. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So what I want to show you with the cabbage, I did wash it. I quartered it because it's a really big one. The recipe calls for half a cabbage. That's a lot of bulk. So I'm going to take my knife. Now, y'all may not be using this kind of a knife in your kitchen at home. That's okay. Find one that works for you. This is a really nice knife that when I started teaching from elementary school on, I would recommend this one because it's light. It is sharp. So you have to be careful. But if you know how to hold it properly and you use it with an adult in the room and you're careful, always watch what you're doing, you'll be fine. Learn to respect the knives because they are super useful and a tool you will need for the rest of your life. Life skills, right? So pinch the blade. We've got a thumb on one side. I hope y'all can see me. And then I'm going to put my pinky finger on the other side. And then I'm going to wrap my other 3 fingers around the handle. So this gives me the most control. 2 other things, don't go running around the house holding a knife. Makes sense, right? Accidents happen. And another really important thing when you're at home, and you're finished with the knife, it's dirty, you've got a nice sink full of bubbly water, you throw the knife in the sink. Don't do that. Oh my goodness. If somebody put their hand in looking for, a spoon or something, they could accidentally cut themselves. So, rule of thumb, never, ever, ever, ever put the knife in soapy water. And then if you do have to walk around the kitchen, don't do a lot of this either, but nobody's around me, so I can walk with it facing down. Make sense? All right, so this knife is for you. Okay, here you go. And this knife is for me. So I'm going to cut this cabbage into a manageable size. I've actually I cut it in half, and then I cut that, end off that's solid. You could shred it, but it's okay, but I don't want to use that. And then I want this to be as finely sliced as possible. So I don't know if you could see me, but this is my technique. I've got one hand on the tip of the knife, and I changed the grip a little bit. I moved my other hand down close to the handle, And this hand is, I call this the claw. Okay. So my knuckles are turned. Yeah, the claw. This way, I will not hit my fingers. Everybody's really tempted to go to do this. Ah, no, 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 I need my fingers. And then I'm just going to chop, 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 chop. This may take you a little time, a little practice, but practice makes perfect. So there's so many things you could do with cabbage, right? And there's so many different kinds. So I'm gonna just dip this through. This is not the television Food Network. Oh, I didn't have a lot of gnomes in the back prepping all my ingredients for me. But this I did want to show you how to do. You know, why not? And I actually have my daughter here with me. One of her first recipes ever. You know, everybody thinks because I'm a chef, you know, my kids know how to cook. Well, that's, you know, not always the case. But the first recipe she really did want to learn was fried rice. So, which is wonderful. Okay, Sam, are you in here? That's wonderful. So we had a marvelous time. Just come say hi real quick. And this, to this day, everybody, this is Natalie.
Hello.
This is my daughter. She's 17, and she's actually quite adept in the kitchen. I got all this done. I got my carrots ready. Chicken can go in it, or you could do shrimp. So it takes about 18 shrimp, but the shrimp that you are going to buy probably are not as big as this. My daughter doesn't like shrimp. So we're going to stick to chicken. It's about 12 ounces of chicken. That's not, you know, it's less than a pound, but we can serve 4 people with just this little amount of chicken, right? Fantastic. I already cut up the chicken. Sorry. I didn't want to, you know, cutting up chicken in the morning, it's just, I'd have to wash my hands a million times. I'd have to change the cutting board. I'd have to wash the knife. So, but do remember that when you're dealing with chicken, there's you cannot, you know, cut on the same cutting board that you did the carrots, you know, after you've done the chicken. You really have to wash it. You don't want this cross contamination thing. Not good. It'll get you sick. Okay, the other thing of this very simple dish is ginger. I cannot live without ginger. Ginger's really cool. It's like this, you know, irises that they in the garden. It's a rhizome. So it grows kind of above the ground. And this is the ginger. And this is a nice one. You don't want to get one that's like all shriveled up and stuff. Seriously easy to peel. You can use a peeler if you have one. I do cut off a lot of the little knobby knobs, okay? And then you can peel it, but you don't have to. Did I lose my little knife? Yeah. You can also scrape it with that knife that I lost. There's a lot of stuff on this cutting board. You could actually use a spoon. So the skin comes off. I just use my nail, but don't do that. Very, very easily. And that you could chop it up. Ginger adds a really nice kind of it has sort of a spice, but it's not hot. Now, if you don't have the fresh ginger, that's okay. You know, we don't all have fresh ginger. You can use the powder, okay? So I put about a teaspoon of powder ginger. Okay, so don't sweat it. Don't have the ingredients. Find something else. But this tool is fantastic. Now, and if y'all know what this is called, type it in and tell us all. I can't live without this because this is going to grate my ginger beautifully and finely. Or not so fine. I could do thick or I could do thin. This little baby slides up and down. So I don't need a lot of ginger, but I like a lot of ginger.
Stephanie,
Stephanie, there's a question. If they don't have fresh ginger, how much dried ginger should they use?
I would say about a tablespoon, or depending on how much you like the ginger. Oh, I hear somebody. Okay, so I have a nice little pile of ginger here. It looks about
And they said, is that a grater?
kind of, but it has
Let that cook for 20 minutes.
It's orderly once out of the White House. Whenever
and this is a microplane. Ah, for fresh or dry? Okay. They said half a teaspoon. Oh, Pithal, I'm putting more than that in. Ginger's good for you, right? Okay, I want to get started cooking. I could blah, blah, blah all day. So I've got the ginger. I've got my chicken. Can you see my pan over here? And I have a rag just in case the handle gets hot, okay? Now, please do this with a parent. I'm cooking with gas here. I'm on the front burner, which is the Big Daddy. Now, you could use the spray oil. When I'm doing any kind of an Asian stir fry, I like to use an oil that's light, not too much flavor, maybe a safflower oil. There's so many oils out there, y'all. But if you just have some vegetable oil, that's fine. But just a clean flavor. So I'm going to use a little peanut oil. Why not? And I do like to get my pan hot, okay? I'm measuring really exactly, okay? Because I'm experienced. Now you wanna get it hot, but not too hot. And you do have to be really careful when you are putting your meat into a hot pan. Now, how do you know when the pan's hot? Oh, it's smoking. That's a little bit too hot. Yeah. And I don't have a wok. I mean, I do have a wok, but it's in my kitchen in Baltimore. Now, that is where our brick and mortar Simple Cooking with Heart kitchen is. And I miss it because it's beautiful and my wok's just right up on the wall. But you don't have to have a wok if you don't have one. I'm just using a regular saute pan. I'm cranking it up to get some heat. I do like my stir fries a little spicy. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, those hot sauces that you use to put in at the end. Be careful because they are full of salt. So actually one that has the least amount of salt is sriracha. Now, and you can make this more like Korean style, Japanese style, Chinese style. I mean, there's just, the sky is the limit. And you can use many different kinds of rice. I made some brown basmati rice the other day. How was that rice, James? Delicious. I'm so glad he liked it. Because when I looked at it, after I cooked it, it looked like oatmeal. I am not good with rice. But then I cooked some sushi rice. So I think when you go to those hibachi places, I think they use the sushi rice. So cook your rice. You'll follow the directions. I hope you cook it better than I do. But seriously, old rice is great for this dish. So cook your rice ahead of time, or if you had a rice dish, save that. It's nice and cold. So I have here's my rice. I tried to make a pretty little mound, but that didn't work. So normally the stir fry is served on top of this rice. But I'm going to make it kind of more like a fried rice, okay? So we'll get to that after I cook all these ingredients. I probably should have turned on my pan a little earlier. I'm going to start adding my chicken now, okay? I cut it up pretty thin. Okay, now do this with a parent, right? Unless you're super in the kitchen. If you want big chunks, that's fine too. So I'm going to pour that all in. I don't want to touch it. Don't want to touch it. And then I had some tongs. I put my tongs. Find me some tongs. People, you hear that? Oh, thank you, Steve. Oh, now that's contaminated, okay? Ah, that's what I want to hear. Ow.
Stephanie, we have a question.
If it's not sizzling, it's not hot enough.
Stephanie, we have a question.
Go ahead, Natalie. Someone has a question. Okay.
They said if they're out of rice, can they replace it with spaghetti noodles or tortilla?
If you're out of rice, I would replace it with maybe barley. Do you have barley? Don't know barley, no rice. Okay. Oh, why not? I mean, actually, a friend of mine does that. So her stir fry is actually rolled up in a tortilla. So actually, that's a very trending thing. Good for you for bringing that up. So it's like an Asian burrito. I think it's called a burrito. So you could absolutely come up with something beautiful like that. I love that. How creative. So this chicken is not going to take long to cook at all. I think, but please make sure it's cooked all the way. We don't want raw chicken. I cut it really thin. I'm not going to put any salt on this. I'm not even going to put any peppers. Well, I might put a little hot pepper in. There's no calories. Cayenne pepper is good for you. But if y'all don't like the heat, I understand. Y'all probably like the sweet. All right, this is nice and good, and I'm going to dump it into my bowl over here. What's next? Anybody? I still have some oil in here, so I don't think I need to put any more. Now I'm going to dump in my vegetables. There we go. And these shouldn't take very long to cook either. That's my cabbage. I love cabbage. So do try those different kinds of cabbage. I've got my carrots. Here are the real pretty ones. That's going to be nice. And where are my ugly ones? Here are the ugly ones. There we go. And this might take a minute or two to just want to cook it enough so it kind of wilts down a little bit. Now you could put some grated onion in here. You could put some celery in here. There are so many different combinations. You could also use pork if you prefer. If you don't have the shrimp, you don't have the chicken. In some cases, people use everything. Everything that's in the refrigerator. You got some old pork, put that in. It doesn't even have to be raw. These can be ingredients that are already cooked. That works too. This is going to cook for a minute or two. Looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add my ginger right now, okay? So really, I think the last of the ingredients that we'll be adding will be the soy sauce, a little bit of honey. Remember, not too much soy sauce. And we use low sodium soy sauce. So you notice I didn't add any salt, just added some red pepper flakes. The low sodium soy sauce, there's your salt. So we don't need to add any more salt. And I'm gonna add a little bit of that dry ginger too. Why not? I almost want to add a little liquid, but I'm not going to. How are we doing on time? Anybody? What time is it? Oh. All right, I just wanted to talk quickly while this is cooking about shrimp. Who likes to peel shrimp? How was that, James? You do? Oh, please come to my house and peel shrimp. Oh, I have such a hard time. Now, I really do like to buy, I'm very, very picky about my shrimp. I don't like to buy it already cooked. I also don't like to buy the easy peel ones because they taste different. So the best ones, I think, are the ones from the United States, USA, or the Americas. Okay? Sometimes I even buy them with the heads on it. I know it's kind of funky. So the best way to start is with the legs. Okay? So try to buy your ingredients. Pick good ingredients. The American ones, we have more regulations for our fishermen and our shrimpers. Bubble gum, shrimp. Then you peel it. Sometimes you can take the tail off, but you don't have to. And actually, if you did cook it with the tail on, it adds a lot of more flavor. My goal is always to get the meat out of the tail. Okay. So you can try this at home if you have a lot of patience. Remember, you just kind of start at the legs, pull them off, and keep going down. Ooh, that's a good one. These are sweet. And then you could get real fancy and butterfly them, which means cutting the back open. I usually do this under running water, and then you take out the schmutz that's in there. It actually makes it look prettier, but that's a lot of work. Now I have shrimp hands. Yeah, hang on. Wash my hands, wash your hands. Washing your hands is a pretty key thing in the kitchen, right? We wash our hands before, we wash our hands afterwards. Washing hands is a big thing right now, right? But it always has been. Keep clean. All right, everything has kind of wilted over here, so I'm kind of excited about that. And I'm going to add my chicken back in. Oh yeah, sound good? I like to hear the food sizzling. How's it smell, y'all? I don't want everything like cooked to it's like really wilted. Now I'm going to add that little bit of honey, if I can. Woo! You could also add peanut butter if you wanted. Why not? And here's my handy dandy soy sauce. Isn't that cute? Like at a restaurant. How much soy sauce, James? Get that in here. Woohoo! I don't even know if my rice is going to fit in here.
2 tablespoons.
Okay, and how much rice? Sugar? Doesn't say. All right. I want to add a few more of these pepper flakes. So if you had some cilantro at home, wouldn't that be nice? Sprinkled on top of it. I think what I'm going to do now, I think this is basically done. Should I put the rice in or not? Who wants me to make it fried rice? All right, got the hands up there. Rice is going in. Oh yeah. Super sticky rice. That's good, right? This was sushi rice that I used, which is really nice. This dish looks like it's going to feed an army. I think y'all are going to have it for dinner, lunch tomorrow. Well, here we go. Now I did discover some nice other hot sauces. Oh my God, I've got so much rice on my hands. Here we go. At this point, when the rice is in it, you want it hot, hot, hot. But I should have broken up the little chunkies beforehand. So who's going to make this at home? So I could add some peas and carrots. I'm going to add a little more peas here. Adding fresh vegetables is never a bad idea, right? So hopefully, if y'all go on our website, the Simple Cooking with Heart Kitchen, we actually have quite a few live video or not tape videos that show you how to cook some really yummy things. All right, this pan weighs a ton. All right, check it out. I hope you can see it, but here it comes. There it comes. Here it comes. Woohoo! All right.
That's impressive. That's pretty cool.
Cooking with gas. Woo! And I have my I am ready to eat. I so hope you guys are ready to eat too. It's lunchtime, right? I am not going to eat this whole bowl. But I have my little Chinese bowls. Make myself a nice little portion. I have my chopsticks. Who knows how to use these? Oh, wow. I'm impressed. It's not that easy. Oh, I can smell the ginger. It's delicious. Should I taste it? Here, I want everybody to get a taste. Can you get that? Get a whiff of it? All right, quick taste. Mmm. 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 This is good. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it and have fun with it. You know, add what you have in your pantry, you know. Keep it simple. Don't sweat the small stuff. Enjoy it with your family at home today, okay? If I eat all this right now, I won't be able to speak. It's delicious. Thank you all for joining me today. It was truly exciting to be with all of you, kids of the AHA. This is going to be fun, and I really hope you'll come back. We'll come up with another recipe. How about y'all give me some suggestions of what you want to learn how to cook? Because I can cook anything. I mean anything as long as it's American Heart Association approved. But we have some amazing. I have rice on my face. I do. Thank you. We have some amazing recipes. My daughter's favorite is what is it? Oh, pineapple sriracha chicken. I just made that yesterday. So that video is going to be coming up. We can even do pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? Pizza, right? Who knew? Heart healthy pizza. Oh, love the hat. I was looking for my chef hat and I couldn't find it. So that's the spirit. You guys are amazing. And please come back to my kitchen so we can make something together. And if there's something you want to learn how to do with a tool.
Yeah, one more.
Ah, here she comes. Here come the forks, the flying forks. Okay, this is history now. But bon appetit. That's a good sign. When I can get the kids down and they want to eat it, that makes me feel really good. Well, I love you all, and keep the comments coming. Keep watching. We're here. We love you, and we're all trying to be healthy. We're all trying. Get out there, walk a little, love one another. So, like I said, any questions, get back to us, and we'd love to hear